Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel where I'm going to be doing some jewellery effect nails. So we're going to be starting off with just a nude coloured gel polish. Okay, so 2 coats of a nude coloured gel polish. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is the Love Heart. Once you've done that, we're going to matte top coat. So a nice thin layer of matte top coat and cure in your lamp. This will give you a nice background for your foil not to stick to. Okay, so then I'm going to be using foil transfer gel. Now this is Mystic Nails foil transfer gel, and I'm going to map out my love heart design. So I'm marking out where I want my heart to start and end, and then I'm going to draw my love heart. Now the thing is with transfer foil gel is it is a little bit thicker than gel paint and gel polish, and this is because I don't want it to move. Okay, so I don't want the gel to self level at all. I don't want it to move. So with your transfer foil gel, you have to be able to paint really accurately, and this is where your fine line painting will come in. If you want to learn how to paint a fine line and how to master it, then in my bio there will be a link to my edgy mats, and your fine line edgy mats will see you through the minefield that is fine lines. So I'm now just making sure that that love heart is nice and neat and it's equal all the way around. So that line is of equal thickness all the way around. And like I said before, it's like painting with tar. It's really tricky, so you do have to be really gentle, pop your pressure on correctly, and then it will make that lovely outline. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making the chain. So I'm going to make a little loop for the pendant, and then I'm going to, again, I'm just making sure that that is all nice and even, using my long striping brush, because long for long lines, remember, it's much easier to make that long line at the side, and up it goes. And we've got a little love heart there. Again, I'm just titivating. You can see that that gel is not going anywhere. So this, again, like I said, is transfer foil gel. So I've popped that into cure, and here's my foil. I'm wiping the back of the foil to get the transport resin off with isopropyl alcohol gel wipe, okay, and let that air dry. And then on top of your black transfer gel, press down on your foil paper onto the shape, making sure that that foil paper is fully air dried, and then give it a good rub and a good press and pull it off. It won't stick to your matte top coat, which is why I like to matte anyway, because it won't stick to that. So that lovely silver foil is stuck to the transfer gel really lovely. And I'm going to get the transfer gel now, and I'm going to draw a little pattern on the inside. So this is really random, really haphazard. There is no symmetry to this at all. And I'm just going to carry on here. I've just sped it up a little bit, just making little curls, little chevrons, little dots, little marks inside there, so it looks like wire work. That's what I'm after. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to use a different coloured foil in the centre. So I'm going to use pink in the centre of mine. So I'm just doing little number 6s and then just some little dots, and then I'm going to join bits together. It's quite random, to be fair. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just putting little lines, joining it up, just putting some little joins in, and then that's going into cure. And then there's my pink. So this is my pink foil, the transport resin removed. And once that comes out of the lamp, just going to make sure that that's nice and clean and make sure it's nice and air dry. Okay, you need to make sure that there's no wet on the back of that. And remember, use your foil the back side down. Okay, so that's just going into the middle, and it won't catch on the silver because it's all been covered before with the silver foil, so you won't get any transfer of colour onto there. So this is 3D bubble gel, and this is a Mystic Nails product. And what this does is it enables me to build up quite a high love heart, which is what I'm doing now. So I'm using this bubble gel. If you haven't got bubble gel, don't panic, you can use top coat. Okay, I just like this because it kind of gives it that kind of glass pendant feel, but you can do the same. I do it a little bit later on with just top coat. So this is just bubble gel. And that goes into Cure. Then what I'm going to do is take my striping brush and no wipe top coat and just go over all of that silver edging and just top coat that. So very, very neatly, very, very thinly. I'm going to go over the top of my bubble gel as well with top gel, just so it shines really nice. And then from the side, you see it looks a bit domed. It looks a little bit 3D. So I'm just going all the way around that with my top gel because I'm going to wipe it in a sec. So I've cured that, that's come out. And I'm just going to use isopropyl on a wipe just to wipe away any oddments of foil that shouldn't be there. Now what I'm going to do is add the chain, and for this I'm using Crystal Pixie. I know it's Swarovski, and I know that we're not going to be supplied with Swarovski crystals anymore in the industry, so we're moving more towards Preciosa now, and they do their own, I said they do their own Crystal Pixie. So Crystal Pixie is a mix of really tiny crystals and bullion beads, and they're all mixed together and they're really twinkly, but they make lovely chains. So what I've done is on a form, I've put just some no wipe top coat and mixed some of the Crystal Pixie into the top coat, so it coats it all the way round. Then I'm using my thin brush to pick up and pop down. What I want you to remember when you're doing this is not to saturate them. Make sure that when you take them off, you've rolled them in your top coat. You can roll them in gem glue gel as well. I've got the new Crystal Totalis from Nail Commit, and it's brilliant. So I only got that today and I filmed this yesterday. So had I have got my Crystal Totalis yesterday, I would have mixed a little bit of my Crystal Pixie in with that and used that to stick it on. But don't let any excess run. So once that's on, cure it, and then I'm going to just put a little gem in the middle of my pendant, and I'm going to fix that with some gem glue or some no wipe top coat, and I'm going to cure that, and there we have it, our first little necklace. It's like the one off the Titanic, isn't it? Sorry, I owe you an apology, I forgot to film this first bit, so I'll tell you. 2 coats of nude, and I drew half a love heart and a kind of a whole love heart behind that, and you can see that's what I've done there on top. And then this is a holographic gel polish, and I love it. So I'm just going to put a strip of that holographic gel polish down the side. This has all been cured, by the way. Cure that, and then again, I didn't film it, but I put a strip of my striping tape down the join. Okay, so hopefully you've caught up with that. Okay. Apologies for that, me and my epic filming as always. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to matte top coat this whole nail because I'm going to be doing some foil work and I don't want it to stick. So just matte top coating this whole nail. My filming on this is terrible. My camera's the wrong way around a lot. But anyway, we carry on. So once that's cured, we have our black transfer foil gel again. Now you can buy clear foil gel, but for the purposes of this, I want it to look like tarnished silver. So yes, I need it to be black. If you use a clear foil gel, you won't get the shadow. And I actually, on something like this, I do like the shadow, but there's nothing stopping you using your clear foil gel if that's what you've got, or if you've got any other transfer foil gels, then use them. They're just really sticky. But I also find as well that I used to use Blackpool by Shellac. That used to be really good, but obviously that used to self-level. so it didn't give me that static crisp line that I wanted. So I've just gone around the outside of that second love heart. And inside this, I'm going to do some little Hawaiian flowers, which always start with 3 dots and then pull them out. So 3 dots and pull them into a centre point. 3 dots and pull into a centre point. So 3 dots, pull in. I've sped this up a little bit. Always odd numbers for your petals on your flower as well. 3 dots and pull them in. 3 dots and pull them in. And then I'm just going to add a few more around the outside, so just to fill in. So it's going to look like little flowers really inside that white and black frame. Some dots, of course, every nail tech's best friend. I do love a dot. And then on the smaller heart, I'm going to go on the inside with the black line, so that leaves just a white outline. It makes that stand out quite nicely, just like that. So I'm then going to add some lines once I've just got this edge right. Make sure that it's all the right thickness all the way around. And I just want to make sure that I've got that right. So I'm going to add some little filigrees now. So you can see what I do with my brush. When I do the first part, I press down and then I lift up to do the tail. If you want to know how to do these, again, my fine line mat will guide you through how to paint a fine line, from pressures to paints to brushes. So once you've done that, pop it into the lamp and cure it, and then grab your foil again. Beautiful. But this time, I'm going to shiny top coat the love heart side of this design, leaving the other half, so where the holographic is, I'm going to leave that matte. So it's just multi-textural, because we've already top coated this. We've just got to put a really thin, glossy top coat over the top of the heart and just going onto that rose gold striping tape. So again, the striping tape, you can do that with foil. If you haven't got striping tape or the bendy striping tape, you can do that with foil. But that bendy striping tape is from Katie Barnes and Crystal Nails. So I've got some gem glue gel now, and I'm just going to pop a few gems on there just to make it a little sparkly. And I'm just going to pick up a couple of opal gems and a little couple of rose pink gems to go with the colours on the design. Just using the end of my phantom brush for this. Picking them up, I am. Pick up and popping them down. I'm just going to use 3 because I don't want to overkill it too much. So 3 in the centre of that design. It's pretty simple, yeah? And put that in the lamp to cure. And that is number 2 finished. And here they both are. Same technique, just different designs. So I'm going to move on to my love keys now. So for these, I am starting with a solid white base coat. Now, with my matte top coat, I don't know about your matte top coat, but I use the Nail Alchemy Velvet Matte. When I put it over the top of my white, it turns it cream. So it takes it off-white, which is what I want for this design, just slightly off-white. So 2 coats of white and a no-wipe top coat. Cured and finished. So we're going to get to that no-wipe top coat, matte top coat point. So now I'm going to start drawing the keys. I've got my long brush again. This is one of the linear brushes from Aero Puffing by the Georgie Smedley group. And I do like it. I'm trying different brushes out at the moment. I'm trying to upgrade the Flo and Ellie ones. I want some thinner brushes for the Flo and Ellie brand. So I'm on the lookout at the moment to see what's out there. So I'm trying a few. So I'm just going to draw here a chain, and I'm going to put a little key in the middle. But at either side here, I'm going to do a charm. And there's going to be a D for David, which is my husband, and an M for Melanie. So it's always like a little charm bracelet. It's really cool. So I'm doing a little bit of italic writing, and as you can see, I'm still using my transfer foil gel, still using the same gel. And obviously I've no white matte top coated that white, so it's not going to, the foil isn't going to pick up on there. And anything that does cling to it, when you wipe over at the end, it will get rid of it anyway. So I'm popping a D over this side, making it look a little bit italic. So if you haven't got transfer foil gel, then if you've got a black sticky gel art paint or a black sticky gel polish, then that will work. The gel paint would be better because of its staying power, not self-leveling. But the gel polish will do the job, but you might have to do it in sections because it will start to spread and level the longer you take. So I'm going to do a little love heart key. So I'm going to start by painting just a little love heart at the top there. And then I'm going to do what I always do, go back over and make sure that the lines are lovely, neat and the same thickness all the way round, because it gets picked up on, the foil does. So I want to make sure that that's what the foil picks up on, it looks good. So I'm doing it the base of the key now, and it's a stick with an E on the bottom, if you remember it like that, a stick with an E on the bottom. And I'm just going to titivate my E, make a little bit thicker and such like. I'm just grabbing a little bit more paint on my brush. I'm just going to thicken that up, and I'm going to do some little swirls and bits and pieces inside the key, and I'm going to do a little keyhole in there like that, and then just some little swirls on the outside for my silver to pick up on. We're just going to use silver foil on this one. The foil I'm using is from Nailchemy, and I believe this is January 21. They're a sale on at the moment, so if you're watching this after that, I don't know whether they will have. But I'm leaving the link in the description, so you can go to the Nailchemy website if you want to. So I'm just, sorry, slightly off shot. I'm just doing some little dots now with my transfer gel, and I'm having to really spin it and work with it like candy floss because it's not stretchy. It's really quite stiff, so you have to work with it really, really quickly. I'm just going to pop some little dots on my key and cure. Silver foil, rub and flick, and that should pick all that black transfer gel up, which it has. It looks so cool. There we go. And what I'm going to do now is, using my long brush again and no wipe top coat, is just go over. So this is no wipe shiny top coat now. I'm going to go over where I've just been carefully with the same brush. If you do it with the same brush, then you'll be able to cover the same area. If you try and use a thicker brush, you're going to go over. So just try and stick to the same brush, and because you're using gel, you can use your gel top coat with the same brush. Just give it a little wipe. And if you want to clean your brush, clean it in clear gel. So I've cured that and wiped it off. It looks like a little charm bracelet. How cute. And now I'm going to add a little tiny crystal from Crystal Parade. Just there, my love key. And I'm going to add a few little bits of my Crystal Pixie just around that chain area. So again, I've mixed my Crystal Pixie or my silver bullion, if you want to use that, in with a little bit of no wipe shiny top coat, and used it to, oh, it was naughty then I wiped, I do apologise. Use your brush to wipe, ladies, not your finger. So yeah, mix your bullion or your Crystal Pixie in with some no wipe top coat on a palette, and then use your brush to pick those little individual elements up. And there you have it. It's a key and 2 love hearts, and I hope you've enjoyed creating this jewellery with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra, ducky!